You, the small brown girl in the borrowed dress, come here now. Ethan Cole's voice cut through the Manila Grand Theater like a blade. 800 guests turned. 3 million viewers watched the live stream. Lena Morales was 18 years old. Her hands trembled. "Sir, I'm just here with the backup singers." He grabbed her wrist and pulled her into the spotlight. "Let's see if Filipinos can do more than karaoke." He smirked at the cameras. "Give her Eternal Dream, the song that won me 3 World Music Awards." He leaned close, his microphone off, but hers caught every word. "Fail gracefully. You people always do." What happened next didn't just expose him, it changed everything. 5 hours earlier, Lena had stood outside that same theater, staring up at the golden lights with a stomach full of knots. She lived in Tondo, Manila's poorest district. 1 room, corrugated metal walls, 5 people. Her father drove a jeepney 16 hours a day for 400 pesos. Her mother sold fish balls on the street for 10 pesos each. Together, they made 12,000 pesos a month. Lena had just graduated high school. She'd been accepted into the University of the Philippines College of Music, the dream. But tuition was 45,000 pesos per semester. The math didn't work. So she worked night shift at a call center for 15,000 pesos a month, sent 12,000 home, kept 3,000 for herself. But she sang. At church every Sunday, at community events, in her room at night, teaching herself Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey from YouTube on a cracked phone screen. Her range was extraordinary. A3 to F6 whistle register, notes so high they didn't sound human. She didn't know this was rare. She just knew it felt like breathing. When the San Isidro Church Choir was selected for Ethan Cole's charity concert, the entire parish erupted. Real stage, international broadcast, 20 choir members as background vocals. Lena's mother borrowed 500 pesos for a white dress from Divisoria Market. Too big, too thin, but clean. Ethan Cole was famous for these charity concerts, one every year in a developing country, raising money, posing with grateful brown children. The press called him a humanitarian. 5 platinum albums, 3 World Music Awards, $40 million net worth, and that signature moment in Eternal Dream, a sustained D6 whistle note that lasted 7 seconds, the note that made him $5 million. Except during soundcheck, Lena heard something impossible. She'd moved closer to the wings, curious, wanting to learn. She heard him attempt the song. His voice was good, trained, expensive. But when he reached for the famous D6 whistle note, his voice broke at C6, 2 full steps below. He stopped, frustrated. "Bring the backing track louder. I need more support." When he sang it again, the note was perfect. Too perfect. It didn't sound like it came from his throat. It sounded like it came from the speakers. Lena had perfect pitch. She could hear the difference between a live voice and a recording. That perfect D6 wasn't Ethan Cole. It was a backing track, a lie. She said nothing. Who would believe an 18-year-old from Tondo over a man who'd sold 8 million albums? But now, standing under the spotlight with his whispered insult burning in her ears, Lena understood. He'd seen her watching at soundcheck. This wasn't about giving her a moment to shine. This was about making sure she'd never tell what she heard. The band started playing. Eternal Dream filled the theater. "I don't think I can," she whispered. "Of course you can," Ethan smiled for the cameras. "You Filipinos are natural singers, right? Just do what you do in karaoke bars." Nervous laughter rippled through the crowd. "Give the crowd some tips." Shame burned her face. Ethan stepped back. "Whenever you're ready, sweetheart. Don't worry if you fail. Most people can't hit this note." Lena took a breath. Her grandmother's voice echoed in her mind. "If someone tries to make you small, show them how big your heart is." She opened her mouth, then stopped. "Mr. Cole." "Yes?" "Can you turn off the backing track, please?" Silence. Without the track,
The question hung in the air. Ethan Cole stared. The audience stared. 3 million people watched. 5 seconds of silence. Ethan laughed sharply. "You want me to audition for you?" "No, sir, I just want to see if you can actually hit the note you're famous for." The theater erupted. Gasps. Ethan's face flushed red. "Of course I can hit the note. I've been hitting it for 10 years. "Then show me." "Fine. Kill the backing track. All of it." The sound engineer hesitated, then pressed a button. The music thinned. Ethan raised his microphone and began to sing. His voice filled the theater, strong at first, confident, moving through the verse with ease. The audience relaxed. Maybe the girl was wrong. Then he reached the bridge. E4, G4, B4. His voice followed, still solid, but as the notes climbed higher, his neck tensed, his shoulders rose. D5, E5, C6. He reached for the D6 whistle note. His voice cracked, broke at C6. The sound splintered like glass. He stopped abruptly, coughed, laughed. "Sorry, folks, dry throat. That's why we use the track." But Lena had heard enough. "You didn't hit it." Ethan turned. "I told you my voice is tired. But on your album, you hit that note 43 times, I counted. And in every live video online, you hit it perfectly every single time." Phones came out. People whispered, "I have perfect pitch. The note on your album is 1174.7 hertz, D6. What you just sang was 1118.7, C#, 6. She paused. "And the voice on your album doesn't sound like you. It's too light, too feminine." She swallowed. "I looked up the credits. Additional vocals. Mei Lin Zhao, a Hong Kong soprano." The theater exploded. Ethan stepped towards her. "You need to stop talking right now." "Why?" "Because I'm telling you. Because you're 18 years old and you don't understand. I know what I heard. That note isn't yours. You've been lip-syncing it for 10 years. Ethan grabbed her arm. "We're done here." A voice came from the wings. "Actually, she's right." Ethan's sound engineer stepped into the light. "I've been your engineer for 7 years. Every show I play that backing track. You've never sung that D6 note, live, not once." Silence. Then someone shouted, "Then prove her right! Sing it!" Ethan's face went white. "Fine, you think you're so smart? You sing it right now. Let's see what a call center agent from the slums can do." Father Miguel's voice carried from the choir. "You can do this, Lena. Sing for all of us." Lena closed her eyes, breathed, felt every note she'd ever sung settle into her bones. She nodded to the band. Lena began to sing. Her voice started soft. The first verse was comfortable, focused. Some people exchanged glances. She was good, but nothing special yet. Then the pre-chorus. Her voice opened up, gaining power without losing control. Raw, honest. She wasn't performing. She was testifying. The melody climbed. D5, E5, F5. Her voice followed effortlessly. No strain visible. Ethan shifted uncomfortably. The bridge approached where he'd failed. Lena didn't hesitate. She shifted registers smoothly. G5, A5, B5. The audience sat up straighter. Then she reached for the D6 whistle note. It came out clean, pure, no crack, no strain, no backing track, just a perfect, sustained whistle note that rang through the theater like a bell. Crystal clear, exactly 1174.7 hertz. She held it. 4 seconds, 5, 6, 7. Someone gasped, but Lena wasn't done. She took it higher. E6, F6, F#6, into territory Ethan's backing track never attempted. Her face was serene. Then she brought it back down. F6 to D6, to B5, to G5, each transition seamless. She finished the bridge and moved into the final chorus, her voice fully open, no longer hiding, no longer afraid. When she sang the last word and let it fade, nobody moved. Then 800 people exploded to their feet, screaming, applauding, some crying. The live stream chat went supernova.
Within 30 seconds, 75,000 people shared the video. Within 1 minute, Filipino girl destroys Ethan Cole was trending worldwide. Lena stood in the spotlight, breathing hard, not believing what had just happened. Ethan looked physically struck, his face gray. Valeria Cruz, legendary Filipina singer, 5 Asian Music Awards, stood up crying. "That is the most beautiful thing I've heard in 20 years. Anak, you didn't just hit that note, you owned it." Rafael Dominguez, music producer with 35 years in the industry, stood shaking his head. "I've worked with the best singers in Asia. What we just witnessed was an 18-year-old from Tondo singing a note the man who made it famous cannot hit." He paused. "That album track? I mixed it. That's not Ethan's voice. That's Mei Lin Zhao, session singer from Hong Kong, paid $3,000 in silence under an NDA." Ethan tried to speak, but no sound came out. "I stayed quiet for 35 years, Rafael continued, "but I'm done protecting lies, especially when an 18-year-old has more courage than me." The theater erupted. Ethan finally found his voice. "This is insane! Everyone uses backing tracks." Valeria shot back. "But they don't pretend they're singing live. That's fraud." Ethan turned toward Lena, rage burning through his face. "You're gonna regret this. You and your poor family. I'll make sure you never work in this industry. Never. You'll stay in your slum forever." The threat was caught by every camera, broadcast to 3 million people. Lena didn't flinch. "I'm 18 years old," she said, her voice steady. "I work at a call center. I make 15,000 pesos a month. I live in one room with my family. I sing because God gave me a voice, and I love using it. You can't take that away from me." She paused. "But maybe someone should take it away from you, since you've been lying about it for so long." A slow clap started somewhere in the crowd. Then 800 people were applauding Lena Morales, an 18-year-old from Tondo who refused to lie. Ethan walked off stage without another word. Within 5 minutes, his Wikipedia page was edited. Within 10, music blogs posted articles. Within 15, major sponsors released statements reviewing their relationship with him. That night, Ethan's lawyer arrived at Lena's house with an offer. Sign a document saying she lied, accept a $75,000 scholarship, or face a $15 million lawsuit against her, her church, and her family. Lena stared at the paper, at the words that would call her a liar, at 4 million pesos that could change her life. Then she thought about the truth. "No," she said, "I'm not signing that. I didn't lie. He did." The lawyer's face hardened. "Then we'll see you in court." By morning, the internet turned on her. Photos of her house spread. Her family's income was posted. Death threats followed. Her call center fired her. Her father's jeepney was vandalized. Her mother's cart destroyed. They lost everything. But at 7:30 that morning, Mei Lin Zhao posted a video from Hong Kong. "I'm the voice Ethan Cole has been selling us his own for 10 years. Lena told the truth. Here is my contract. Here is my NDA. Here is the proof." Within hours, 9 more session singers came forward. Contracts, recordings, evidence. By noon, hashtag #IStandWithLena was trending worldwide. Leah Salong tweeted support. John Legend offered to cover legal fees. A Filipina attorney named Daniela Santos volunteered to represent Lena for free. When we heard he sued an 18-year-old for telling the truth, 5 partners stepped forward. A GoFundMe appeared, started by strangers. Goal, 4 million pesos. Lena refused the money. It raised 15 million pesos in 8 hours anyway. 6 months later, the lawsuit was dismissed. Ethan's sponsors dropped him. His label cut ties. His awards were revoked. He filed for bankruptcy. Lena's 15 million peso fund became a scholarship program called Unbreakable Voices for poor Filipino singers who couldn't afford training.
California passed a law requiring disclosure when live performances use pre-recorded vocals. 12 states followed. The Recording Academy changed credit rules. Session musicians finally received recognition. Lena enrolled at the University of the Philippines College of Music. She still lives in Tondo, still shares one room, still rides the bus, but everything changed. 1 year after the concert, she performed at the Grammy Awards. 12,000 people rose to their feet, not because it was impossible, but because it was honest. Ethan Cole once pointed at a poor Filipina girl and expected her to crumble. He didn't know she was about to teach the world what truth looks like. Today, Ethan teaches online classes nobody watches, his legacy erased. Lena still sings, still just a girl who loves music, who sometimes forgets she changed an industry. That's real courage. It doesn't announce itself. Sometimes it sounds like an 18-year-old saying no when everyone expects her to fold. So, here's the question. If you were there, would you have stood up for Lena when the lawyers came, when the threats started, or would you have stayed quiet? If this story meant something to you, like this video, subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories, share it with friends who need to hear it, and comment below with your perspective or the biggest lesson you took away. Your voice matters too.